Hi, my name is Nathan. You're watching Nice at Dice, and today I am taking a look at a role-playing game accessory. This is the Towns and Taverns Book of Battle Mats. This is from a company called Loc Battle Mats. I've reviewed a similar product that they did for Dungeons, but they've done this new product for Towns and Taverns. It's basically a set of two books, each book containing maps for use in role-playing game encounters, like the tactical combat in a game like D&D, for example. So there's two books here. They both have battle mats in them, and you can use them individually or in combination with each other. And then they also have a couple of other smaller like accessories to this. One is the Little Book of Battle Mats, Towns and Taverns Edition, and also this pack of add-on scenery for RPG battle mats. So I'm going to show you all three of these products, give you a little bit of an overview of what they are, how they work, and then we'll come back here and I'll give you my thoughts on them. Okay, so let's start with the main product. This is the Towns and Taverns Books of Battle Mats. Comes, like I said, two books. They're spiral bound in a nice sleeve. On the back of the sleeve, you have a display of all the maps in each book as a nice handy reference. You can even see those if you were to pick this up in the store, still in shrink. You could get an idea of what maps are included. So that's a nice feature. On the back of each book, you also have a display of all the maps in that particular book with page numbers, so you can quickly turn to the maps that you want to see. So let's give you just an idea of basically what is involved in this product and how it works. So as you can see, you flip it open, you have 2 pages of mats. You could fold it over and use just this map if you want for, a smaller encounter, or you can open it up and the 2 maps that face each other are always designed to go together to create a larger map. So here you have a nice map of like a tavern/inn with its various outbuildings and the surrounding area. So that's nice. You also have the second volume, which we can open up to more or less the same page, and as you can see, these go together to make an even larger map. So now we have still our inn down here with its outbuildings, but we've added a mill up here, a couple of more smaller buildings, a garden. So it all fits together to create a larger map for a much larger encounter, if that's what you're looking for. These can also fit together in different ways. So you see if we reverse and move that up there, it still fits together nice. The paths still connect, so you have some versatility there. Just going to kind of flip through here and show you some of the different maps that are available. We have a nice fort here, which again, if you put both of them together, you have one continuous, like fort wall all the way around here. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, these are nice glossy laminated pages. For one thing, that means they're not going to get worn out too quickly, but it also means you can write on them with dry erase markers, and if you want to note, like areas of effect, things like that. You can flip them around, use them in different ways. Here you have kind of a nice, like pier with water and boats on either side, so lots of flexibility like that. You can even line them up end to end in a case like this, and create something like that, so you have one continuous like harbor area. So again, just lots of different options for how you can use these. Here you can see I've just flipped the page and now I have a nice little harbor up here with some buildings over here. So if your encounter is going to start maybe on the water and move more inland, and so forth. So I'm not going to comment on every one of these, but just kind of flip through them a little bit so you get an idea some of the maps that are available to you. You can see here, I like this one. You have like a nice little plaza with a fountain and a statue and so forth. Now you have some that look, more like maybe some kind of palace. And then we're starting to get into like sort of, this looks like sort of an underground, maybe like the cellar of a larger building or something like that. You got some sewers. Here you have kind of like a castle wall. That's pretty cool. I like that. Some more water. Here you have sort of like a cemetery, graveyard area for your sort of spooky encounters. And that's it. So that's again basically the main product, volume 1 and 2 of the Towns and Taverns. Now you can add to that this smaller little book of battle mats, Towns and Taverns edition. This is essentially the same thing on a smaller scale. So again, you can just do a quick little thing like that, or you can, open it up, make it larger. You can add this onto a map from here. So like here you have this nice boat. You saw some maps in here that were like these harbors. You could attach this to those maps and have another little boat out in the water. This particular one I like because this is also just useful if you want to have like an encounter, at sea or something. You can use it for something like that. So lots of nifty little maps in here. Can be used for a variety of things. Have a nice bridge if you just want to have a fight on the bridge. Epic showdown, something like that. And again, on the back you have pictures of all the maps, so you can quickly reference what's in there and find what you're looking for. The third product I wanted to show you is this. You have add-on scenery for RPG battle mats. These are basically a series of sheets. These kind of look like they're stickers, but they're not exactly stickers. They peel off of here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So you peel off of here, and then you can stick them on here where you like, just to add another little element to that. Right, so we can add like a wagon to that map if we want. You can close it, you can take it with you, and then it's there ready to go when you come back to it. You can also take these off, they're non-permanent, so you can peel those off. You can put them back on the sheet they came from and put them away to use again on another map at another time. So that's basically what these are. One of the things that I like that they put on here is these rooftops. So as you saw in here, a lot of the maps, basically all of the maps had like these open buildings that you could look at. But if you wanted, you could, for example, take this roof and put it over this if you wanted to close that up. You could even put the roofs over the buildings to start with and then peel them off if players decide to go into those buildings to explore them. So that is the products. Let's go back up top and I'll give you my thoughts on them. Okay, so that is the Towns and Taverns Books of Battle Mats by Loke Battle Mats. I've already reviewed essentially these same products in their Dungeons version. So they have all these same products for like dungeon battle mats. This is basically the same thing for Towns and Taverns. So if you've seen my review for the dungeon, basically I have all the same things, all the same observations about this, okay? But I will summarize them in case you haven't seen that video. Basically, the quality of the maps themselves is fine. It's not fantastic. They're not super detailed, super artistic, but they're fine. And I think, it's perfectly serviceable for what it is. These are just there to serve as a battle mat when you are having these tactical combat encounters in a tabletop RPG. And so, for that purpose, they're perfectly fine, perfectly serviceable. I like the maps in this set better than the dungeon maps overall because I feel like they got a little more creative here. I just feel like when you're doing like towns and buildings and in like kind of your overworld type areas, that there's a lot more room for creative buildings, creative environments. Whereas in the dungeon, a lot of it's just kind of the same drab rooms and corridors. They had some inventive things in there too, but I think overall these are more creative. I like the harbor. They have the cemetery. They have like something that looks more like a palace, and just in general, really nice selection of maps here. But again, where I think these products really shine is just in the way that they come together as a product. I like the ring-bound books. They lay flat on the table. You can put your miniatures on them. They're not going to fall into the crease in the middle where the pages meet or anything like that, because it just all lays nice and flat and fits together well. I like the modularity of this. Again, I've seen battle mats that are just like big poster maps. Those are pretty cool because they're often like very specific to a particular locale or environment. They're usually very detailed, so those are neat, but they have limited utility. I've also seen products where they're like the smaller like dungeon tiles, and those are cool because they're highly modular. You just get maybe dozens of tiles and you put them together however you like to build out the map for your encounter. But the problem with those is that they can take a lot of time to assemble. You can have moments in your game where it's like everyone's excited because a battle just started, and then it's like, all right, take a 5-minute break while we set up the map. So this is a nice in-between. The maps are fairly detailed, nice size. So you have some of the advantages of a poster map in that, and they're very quick to set up. So that's another good thing about poster maps. You just throw them on the table, you're ready to go. These, you can set them up very quickly. But they do also have some of that modularity of the dungeon tiles, because you can use just, one page of a book. You can use 2 pages of a book. You can use 2 pages from different books. You can use 4 pages from, the 2 books. You can add in, the little book of maps to augment your maps. You can add in the add-on scenery to augment it further. And so just all that together makes for a much more modular experience, but again, much quicker to set up than with the individual like dungeon tiles. So I like that. I think it's really great. I like how the add-on scenery, it sticks to those pages, but you can peel it off and use it again elsewhere. But I like how you can use it to sort of dress up a map how you want. Then you can close the book, take it with you, and when you are ready to use that map in an encounter, you open it up. It's already, all dressed up and ready to go. So that is cool. I think these products are really good for whether you have a encounter on the fly. Something comes up in the middle of a game. There needs to be a battle. You can quickly look at the back of one of the books, find a map that will work, turn to that page, and you're good to go. They're also really good if you like to plan your encounters, because again, you can use the add-on scenery to dress it up. You can just make a note in your notes for the coming session. This encounter takes place on the map in volume 1, page 12, and there you go. It's quick to find, and be ready to go again. I even like to take like some little sticky notes and put those on certain pages as like bookmarks. So you can like bookmark the map that you want to use, so you can find it even quicker in a session. There's all kinds of different ways that these books make an excellent product for use at the table. They're just highly practical. They're good quality. And I like how we have the dungeon set and now the Towns and Taverns set. And I think next year that they're going to be doing a wilderness set. And I really feel like with those 3 sets, that would cover probably 90% of my needs when it comes to encounter maps for your typical fantasy RPG. So I think that's really cool. I'm looking forward to the wilderness set, and I think having those 3 together will be really cool. I'm kind of a minimalist, or I'm trying to train myself to be a minimalist when it comes to my gaming hobby. I'm trying to slim down my board game collection. I'm trying to slim down the number of products I have, for like RPGs. And so I like this. I like that, this is all the room it takes up on my shelf. If I had 3 sets, one for the dungeon, one for the towns, one for the wilderness, that would take up very little room, and it would cover 90% of my needs. So I like that. Overall, definitely a big recommendation from me for Loke Battle Mats, both the dungeon, which I've reviewed before. I'll put a link to that in the description if you want to check that out in more detail, but also for the Towns and Taverns set. Again, my name is Nathan. You're watching Nice at Dice. Thank you so much for watching, and you enjoy the rest of your day.